I stumbled across this guy's video and he was talking about making imperfect decisions. And I want to talk about why that's been a challenge for me. Now, let me first say I'm very proud of myself because I have come a very long way. Very, very long way. But I want to talk about how having a Christian or religious background can kind of prime you to be afraid to make decisions or to feel like every decision is a do or die decision. Growing up in church, we're taught in a polarized way, right? You're taught heaven or hell, good or bad, evil or good, light and dark. Everything comes down to either or, and there's no middle ground. There's no room for error, right? And then it's about the decisions you make, right? The decisions you make could land you in heaven. The decisions you make can land you in hell. With knowing that, it would make anybody afraid to make decisions. On top of that, we're taught that we're not worthy. And the Bible talks about not trusting your heart because it's a wicked thing. So if we're taught that we cannot trust our hearts, if we're taught that we cannot trust ourselves, if we're taught that we are not worthy, what confidence would you then have to make decisions about your life? This is also why some people are still stuck praying for something, because they don't think that they're the power to do it. They don't think the power is within them. They feel like God is outside of them and they're waiting on a rescue, waiting on a more worthy and able party to save them. This only lands you in resentment and anger, wondering why everyone else's life is moving forward and yours is not. And it's because you think God is outside of you and not as you. I'm proud of myself that I have been making decisions. I've been making imperfect decisions. I've been learning and pivoting as I go and keeping in my toolbox what works and throwing away what doesn't. I'm proud of myself for doing it. But I will say this year, I want to fully surrender to imperfect decisions. And as crazy as that sounds, as much as we're taught to be professionals in everything that we do, I've found that when I'm the most childlike, when I'm the most humble, when I'm in the position where I know I don't know everything, or I know I don't know how this is going to go, and I have to be curious and I have to actually move in faith, those have been the periods of my life when I've been the most successful. Nobody wants to make a bad choice, especially me, right? I don't want to feel like I have to recover from something. I don't want to make a choice and feel like that choice set me back. But not making the choice will have you dying on the rock or the shore you refuse to leave. So if you're somebody who's steady wrestling and procrastinating and constantly doing research and reading books and trying to find out all this information, the last thing he said was, there's no way for you to know everything. And you would have to know everything to make the perfect decision. Because you cannot know everything, you must decide. And I'm choosing to just trust myself. And I feel like you should too. If you're struggling to trust yourself, look over the decisions you made that were good decisions. Even those that started out looking like it was a bad decision, but you turned it around and found a way to make it work for you. We don't want to waste time this year wrestling in our minds with what we want to do. We have to go from thought to action. Things are speeding up and time is waiting for no one. This doesn't mean be anxious. It just means you don't have the time to keep tarrying with what you know you want to do. Just go do it, boo. And trust that you'll find the next right thing to do.